Welcome to Mindfulness and Yoga with Amanda. Each week, I'm going to go through some simple practices and techniques to help reduce our stress, connect with our breath, strengthen our immune system, and get our blood flowing. Staying at home all day can make us pretty lethargic, so it's good to keep our bodies moving to keep a healthy flow of energy. Let's get started. If you have a yoga mat, go ahead and take it out. You're also going to need a pillow or maybe a stack of blankets. And if you don't have a yoga mat, that's okay, just somewhere carpeted so that it's comfy for your knees and your hands. We're going to start in easy seated position, Sukhasana. So if you're on your stack of blankets or pillow, you want to make sure that your knees are just below your hips. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath in and exhale through the mouth. Just let it all out. We're going to bring our sit bones back and apart. We're going to root our tailbone into the earth. Inhaling, we're expanding the chest and opening the heart. And then exhale, go ahead and allow the shoulder blades to just relax onto the back plane. Good. Go ahead and close your eyes. You can have your hands face down, palms down on your knees or face up. And go ahead and just notice the breath coming in and out of the nose. Don't try and change it at all, just noticing our natural breathing pattern. We can feel our spine lengthening and the crown of our head reaching towards the sky with an equal opposite force that our tailbone is rooting into the earth. Just getting nice and grounded and comfortable in our position here in Sukhasana. And then go ahead and just take a moment to thank yourself for coming to your mat and practicing yoga today. Just expressing a moment of gratitude for finding some stillness in your day. I'm going to teach us how to do something called 3-part breath. So go ahead and take your right hand and bring it to your belly. You can keep your eyes closed for this. And on your inhale, you're going to think about expanding your belly so that your hand is reaching out. So inhale. And we're going to try and just fill that lower part of the belly with breath. Exhale, out the nose. So go ahead and do that a few times. Inhaling, filling the belly, exhaling. Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhaling. Expanding the belly, filling it with breath, and exhale, feeling the hand come towards the navel. Now we're going to add on the second part. So take your left hand and bring it to the midsection of your belly. And we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to start at the bottom. So inhaling the lower part of your belly, the mid part of your belly, and then exhale. And exhaling all the breath completely. So go ahead, we're at 2 parts here. Inhaling the lower part of the belly, mid part, and exhale fully. And a couple times at your own breathing pace. So inhaling, exhaling, inhaling and expanding, lower part, mid part, and exhale fully. Last time, inhale, expand, and exhale. Okay, for the third part, we're going to keep our left hand on the mid part of our belly and bring our right hand to our chest. So go ahead and inhale that lower part of the belly, the mid part, the chest, And exhale. And this might not feel very comfortable at first, but we're trying to expand our container for our breath. So we're inhaling the lower part, midsection, chest, and exhale fully. And a few more at your own breathing pace. Inhaling, exhaling, inhale, and exhale. Last time, inhaling the lower part of the belly, the mid part, the chest, and exhale. And there you go, that's 3-part breath. That's really good to get your lungs nice and expanded, to slow down the breath, and just fill us with all the rejuvenating oxygen. Okay, so you can stay seated on your pillow. We're just going to do some stretching and warm-ups in Sukhasana. We're just going to start with some gentle head rolling. So go ahead, just going one direction. You can really focus on getting a nice stretch in the neck when you're on each side. Just big head circles in one direction. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and switch directions. And back to center. The next thing we're going to do is some shoulder rolls. So we're going to inhale, bringing the shoulders back to expand the heart, and then just rolling in big circles here with our shoulders. Inhale, expand. Exhale, we come forward. Getting the shoulders and neck nice and loosened up here, opening up the heart. Now we're going to take our hands to our shoulders and do the same thing. This time we're going to be drawing big elbow circles. These are going nice and big, backwards. Backward circles to expand the chest. And now we're going to take our hands and sweep behind us, big arm circles. We're sweeping our auric field, our energy field, getting the blood flowing up and down the arms, back into the heart. Staying with our breath here. And back to center. Now we're going to do the same thing going forward. So hands are on our knees and we're rolling the shoulders forward. Think about getting a nice big rounded back every time you move forward. Now taking our hands to our shoulders, drawing big elbow circles forward. And now taking our hands behind us, reaching forward, big arm circles forward. Again, sweeping that energy field, clearing out any stagnant energies that might be hanging out around there. Getting our blood flowing, get nice and warmed up here. And back to center. On your next inhale, we're going to reach forward with our chest. So inhale, expand the chest, our hands are on our knees. And then exhale, we're going to roll the back, curve backwards, exhaling with hands on the knees. So inhale, expand the chest. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, bringing our hearts forward. Exhale, concave back. Inhale, forward. And exhale, round the back. This time, go ahead and release the hands from the knees, and we're going to bring them behind us. So inhale, chest forward, arms go back, kind of like you're flying an airplane. Exhale, we're going to come back and give yourself a big hug. Do that a couple times. Inhale, heart forward, reach the arms back. Exhale, round the back. A big hug for self-love. Inhale, expand forward. And exhale, round the back, big hug. Okay, from here you can remove your blanket or cushion or pillow if you were sitting on one. We're gonna stay seated in Sukhasana. We just want to be on a nice flat surface here. And we're just gonna do some nice arm stretches over. So taking the left arm and reaching it over to the right side. And you can place your forearm to the right of you. And trying to keep that left hip rooted down. You don't want to come off the floor. You want to try and stay rooted down so you get a nice side body stretch here. And back to center. Now reaching the right arm up and over towards the left side. Keeping that right hip rooted. Back to center. We'll just do one more on each side. So inhale, reach the left arm up and over. Back to center. And right arm up and over. Back to center. And Mika has come to join us for the stretching. Okay, so now we're just going to take some nice twists here. So taking our left arm, bringing it to the right side of our knee, and our right arm behind us, we're just going to twist to the right. We're going to hold this for a couple breaths, so inhale, and on your exhale, try and twist just a little bit deeper. Inhaling, and exhale, twist a little bit deeper, and back to center. So this time we're going to twist to the right, taking our right hand to our left knee, our left hand behind us. We're going to hold for a couple breaths, so inhaling and exhale. Try and twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, exhale, and back to center. Yeah, twisting is really cool. You can imagine it's like taking a sponge where your spine is and wringing out all the toxins. Every time you're exhaling, you can think about releasing all the energy which is no longer serving you. Okay, so from here we're going to come onto all fours, and when you have your hands on your mat, you want to make sure they're nice and wide so you can see little pie slices of your mat or carpet underneath your hands. You want your shoulders just about over your wrists, your knees slightly behind your hips. And then our toenails are flat on the mat, pressing into the mat. And on your next inhale, we're going to arch the back and look forward. Just do some nice cat-cow movements here. Exhale, we're going to round the back, pushing the floor away, tucking the navel towards the spine. Inhaling, arching the back, gaze is forward. Exhaling, rounding the back, engaging the core. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, rounding. And just two more at your own breathing pace. Okay, coming back to a neutral spine, we're going to do some opposing leg and arm lifts. So the key here is to try and find your balance and engage your core. And this is going to work your muscles a little bit. So we're going to be on our right hand. We're going to lift our left hand, lift our right leg behind us. We want to flex that foot so it has a lot of muscular energy and really spreading all your fingers nice and wide. We're going to inhale, holding this. Exhale, we're going to curl in our knee towards our elbow and then place it back down. This time our right hand and our left knee. So inhaling the right hand, left leg back behind us. Exhale, tucking knee to elbow and back to center. So let's just do a couple on each side. Raising our left hand in front of us, our right leg behind us. Exhaling, pulling knee to nose. Inhaling, reaching the left arm and right leg back. Exhaling, knee to elbow. Really engaging the core here. Inhaling, expanding out. And exhaling, tucking knee to elbow. Go ahead and come back to tabletop. Now we're going to do the right side. So inhale the right arm forward and the left leg back. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, expand out, engaging the core. Exhale, tucking in. Last time, inhale, reach out. And exhale to our center. Coming back to neutral. So keeping those nice wide hands on our mat, we're going to press all of our finger pads into the earth. We're going to tuck our toes behind us, and we're going to lift the hips towards the sky. And you can keep bent knees here. This is a downward facing dog. So you want to focus on pushing the floor away from you and having an equal and opposite force of your arms and legs holding you up. So you can keep the knees bent if that feels good. You can try and straighten each leg. You can pedal out the feet. Yeah, do whatever feels good here. Maybe roll your ankles, shift the hips from side to side. Downward facing dog is our home base, so this should be a nice, sturdy, comfortable position. Just getting nice and loosened up here, stretching out the calves. And then go ahead and just find a neutral position, whether your legs are straight, if their knees are a little bit bent. We're just going to hold here for 3 breaths. Just in a nice stillness in our down dog. Inhaling, exhaling, feeling the earth support us. And on your next inhale, you're going to walk your feet towards your hands. You can bend those knees. We're going to come into a forward fold. You can go ahead and grab each of your elbows, and we're going to be in a nice relaxing ragdoll position. So this is a forward fold ragdoll. Your knees are a little bit bent, and you're just hanging over your legs, getting a nice a nice hamstring and calf stretch here. Maybe swaying side to side. Then we're slowly going to lift up, reaching the arms above our head. And then bringing our hands to our heart. Tadasana. So this is Tadasana, or mountain pose. And I'm just going to go over a little bit of alignment here. So in Tadasana, we're going to root all of our 4 corners of our feet into the earth. Feel the earth's energy coming up through our legs, giving us nice strength and support. We want to have our core slightly engaged. Focus on rooting your tailbone towards the earth. You can inhale and expand your chest, opening up your heart. Exhale, allow the shoulder blades to relax onto the back plane, so you have some nice space here in your neck. You can feel the crown of your head reaching towards the sky with an equal and opposite force of your feet rooting into the earth. Your hands can come to your sides, palms facing forward. You can feel the energy coming out of your palms of your hands. Just taking a few nice deep breaths here in Tadasana, mountain pose. Okay, so let's go through a few cycles of breath. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up, looking up towards our hands. Exhale, sweeping our energy field and bringing our hands to heart. Again, inhale, reach the arms up, look up. palms to touch. Exhale, hands come back down, bring them to heart center. Inhale, reaching up, looking up. And exhale, hands back down to heart center or Anjali Mudra. Okay, so we're going to add on a couple things to that. We're going to go through a sun salutation. I'll show you the beginning sequence of it, and then we'll break down some poses to add into it later. So go ahead and stand to the front of your mat. Just like we did before, we're going to inhale, reach the arms up, look up. Exhale, we're going to bring our fan our arms out to swan dive forward into a forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Right here we're going to extend the spine so that it's parallel with the earth, bringing our hands to our shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reaching the arms up, look up. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's go through that one more time. So inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reaching the arms up, standing up, look up. And exhale, hands to heart. Okay, so that was the beginning sequence of our sun salutations. I'm going to teach 3 poses now. I'm going to break down the structure and alignment of them so then we can add them into our flow and do one complete sun salutation all together. And that'll be it for today. So the first pose I'm going to break down is called crescent lunge. It's basically just a high lunge. So we're going to bring our right foot forward and our left foot back. You have a slight bend in the front right knee, and you're up on the ball of your foot on the back left foot. My floor is kind of squeaky. Okay, so in this pose, we want to make sure we have an equal and opposite force from each leg. We're going to be hugging the feet in towards each other, which will create a sense of lift and buoyancy, so we're not really leaning too far into this front leg or leaning too far back. We hug the feet in towards each other, and it should give us a nice lift in the torso. Okay, we're going to inhale and expand our chest. Exhale, we're going to root this tailbone and engage our core. Inhale, we can reach the arms up by our ears. And this is the foundation for crescent lunge. There's some variations we can go from here. So you can bring the palms together and look up towards your hands and towards the ceiling. You can clasp the hands and have the index fingers pointing up. That's more of like a strength mudra, to be clasping and looking up. Or if we want to go into warrior one, we can pivot this back heel down so that it's at an angle. It's not completely perpendicular to your other foot, and it's not completely parallel to the front foot. It's at a slight angle backwards. And we can go through all the alignments again, and this time it's warrior one. So we're taking a nice bend into that front right leg. Inhale, expanding our chest. Exhale, rooting the tailbone, engaging the core, feeling an equal and opposite force from each leg. Inhale, reach the arms up, and the gaze is forward, warrior one. So you can decide whichever one you'd like to do. Crescent lunge is easier for some people because we're up on our ball of our foot and both of the feet are parallel. And for some people that is easier to hold a balance in this pose. If you put the foot at an angle and that feels uncomfortable for you, then feel free to do crescent lunge. Otherwise, you can go ahead and pivot that back heel down and do warrior one. So I'll cue it as warrior one, but you feel free to do whichever one you'd like. Okay, the next pose that we're going to incorporate into our sun salutations is the chaturanga. So we're going to get down on our hands and knees, and you can watch me first before you get into this, but we're going to come into a plank position. So again, having our hands nice and wide on our mat, so we have a nice, strong, sturdy base. And then we're going to extend our feet back behind us. We're engaging our core. We want a nice straight spine here. You want the heels of your feet to be drawing towards the back of your mat. And you don't want your head to be tucked down looking at your feet. You want your gaze to be right between your thumbs so that your head is an extension of your spine. And you're going to be pushing the floor away, but also you want to have a slight arch in the back as if you're expanding your chest and melting your heart. So it's kind of finding a balance between those things so that you have a nice straight upper back. Okay, so chaturanga is when we lower to the ground, and there's two different ways we could go about this. We're gonna keep our elbows tucked in and lower almost like a push-up position, and you can lower all the way to your belly. Or if you're feeling a little bit more strong and stable, you can lower halfway and hold. So lowering halfway and holding is officially chaturanga, but a lot of people like to lower all the way down to their belly because that just feels nicer when we're flowing through the salutations. So personally, I like to lower on my belly, but some people, when they want more of a workout, they'll just hold halfway. So go ahead and try with me, and I'll help cue you through it. So we have nice wide hands. Go ahead and step back to plank. Engage the core. Root the tailbone and the heels towards the back of your mat. The head is an extension of the spine. We're pushing the floor away, but also keeping a slight arch in the top of our back. And then go ahead and come into chaturanga, so keeping the elbows in, lower to the earth. And there you have it. And from here, it goes right into the next pose. So you're going to untuck your toes so that all 10 toenails are pressing into the back of your mat. And we're going to inhale, and we're going to arch the back, coming into an upward facing dog. From here, the key points are to make sure that your heart is forward and your shoulders are down. A lot of people can get really scrunched up and lose their space between their neck, or between their head and their shoulders. So you want to make sure your neck is nice and long. Maybe even turn the head side to side. Make sure you're not holding any stiffness there. And you want to be up on the backs of your toes. Knees are lifted. Gaze is forward. Upward facing dog. Now, if that feels like, you can come onto your hands and knees. If that feels like it's too much of a bend for you, there's a modification, and this one is called Cobra. So go ahead and come back down onto your belly. We're going to have our hands right next to our rib cage. Extend the legs behind us, toes are into the mat. And we're going to inhale, filling the belly with air. This time we don't lift our hips off the ground, we just lift the upper body. So this is Cobra. Again, making sure you have nice space between your neck. And then go ahead and lower back down. And then you can come up to hands and knees. Okay, so whichever one felt more comfortable, if you prefer Cobra or Up Dog, whatever your body's trying to tell you today. I personally like to do Up Dog because I feel like it gives me more of a stretch, but whatever you're feeling. Okay, so those were the 3 poses that we're going to incorporate into our sun salutations. Go ahead and step to the front of your mat, and we're going to incorporate all of those into a nice flow. So starting with Tadasana, rooting all 4 corners into the mat, rooting all 4 corners of your feet into your mat. Feeling the earth's energy support you as it comes up through your legs. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up and look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we're going to place our hands and step back into a downward facing dog. Go ahead and inhale and lift your right leg up behind you. Exhale, we're going to pull it through to the front of the mat. So now we're going to go into that high lunge pose or warrior 1. So inhale, reaching the arms up for warrior 1. Exhale, placing them back down on the mat and stepping back to down dog. And then go ahead and hold for a few breaths here. And on your next inhale, we're going to lift the left leg up back behind you. Exhale, pull it through to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms up, warrior one. Exhale, place your hands mindfully, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, we're going to roll through the spine, coming up onto the balls of our feet. Shift the weight forward and come into chaturanga, or belly down. Extend the legs behind us. Inhale, pushing the ground away for upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, step back to downward facing dog. This time we're going to inhale, roll through the spine, onto the balls of the feet, shift the weight forward, bend the knees, look forward. Go ahead and take a step to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart, Tadasana. Okay, and that's it. That was Sun Salutation A. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you next week, and have a great day. Namaste.